Good evening, everybody. I'm an ESL teacher in Japan, and I work with a lot of young children. And I've had some good success with the work that I've done, and I want to give you a great lesson, first lesson that you can do for any children, pretty much between the ages of 3 and 6. And so here goes. Number one, what I wanted to first share with everybody is that my former boss, Mr. Fumio Kaneko, developed a system where he uses Japanese Sign Language to help kids remember. And the kids will do the same gestures as the teacher. And this system has worked very, very well. It helps kids remember the words very, very quickly. And when a child needs a hint, instead of just saying the word that they've forgotten, if you make a gesture for the word that they've forgotten, they remember doing the gesture, and then they use their minds, and then that word will come out more often than not. I've taught English now for 12 years. I've used the system with sign language for about 8 years, and I found that it's been immensely successful. And so here we go, lesson number one. My advice for you, especially with children between the ages of 3 and 6 or 3 and 8, is to try to keep your verbs limited to the types of verbs that children actually use on a daily basis. So if you use a verb like pay or work or something like this, children don't pay that often and they don't work, so they're not going to have necessarily a connection to it. So the 5 that I always start with are eat, drink, watch, play, go. All the kids love to go somewhere, all the kids love to watch TV, all the kids love to play a game, they love to eat their favorite foods and drink their favorite drinks. So that's what I always start with. And so the gestures: eat, here's your plate, here are your chopsticks or your fork and knife, eat. Drink, pretty simple, here. Play, this is Japanese Sign Language. Go, right there. Watch, right there. Okay, so I asked the children one at a time, what do you like to eat? And then I let the child determine sorry, I almost said meishi, that's the Japanese word for noun. I let the child determine the noun. So the child has control, even just a small bit of control, but has control over the sentence that everybody in the class is going to say, which gives them kind of a vested interest and keeps them, well, interested, I've found. So I asked child number 1, here's what. All right, it's what? Why do we go here? I don't know. It's just the gesture that they made up. You can make up any gesture that you want, or you can study the sign language of the country that you live in. Anything is okay. But believe me, your students will find it interesting remembering some of these gestures, and the parents of your students will be very happy that the kids are not only learning to speak English, but they're also learning to sign, which is fun. So here we go. I asked student number 1, what do you want to eat? And the child says pizza. Okay, great. Everybody, what do you want to eat? And then the answer, I want to eat pizza. And we go to child number 2. What do you want to eat? He says pasta. Fine. I want to eat pasta. And you just rotate this through the whole class so everybody gets their chance and everybody has control. And we just go through. Next one is, what do you want to watch? And this child says Pokemon, and this child says Scooby-Doo, and this child says something else, right? No problem. What do you want to play? Okay, I want to play, and this child says dodgeball. This child says, oh, I don't know, tag. Anything's okay. Another gag that I like to use, especially with the kids, is many times in many different countries, if you can't think of an answer, you're not going to say nothing, but something will come out of your mouth. So again, this child says dodgeball, this child says tag, and then we go through, okay, I want to play tag. Right? Now this child, when I come to this child, he says, I want to play, and just go ahead and run with it. Okay, kids, everybody, I want to play, and it's something that pretty much, I haven't had very many kids between the ages of 3 and 8 not laugh at that joke, and a little bit of levity really, really helps with running, say for example, 10 kids to repeat the same phrase, I want to play, and then insert your noun 10 times, right? So a little bit of levity will really go a long ways in getting those kids to repeat. And so you can really service your lesson with just a little bit of fun, especially when it comes to what do you want to eat. Always when it comes to me, I love to just make up something crazy. I love to eat grasshopper spaghetti, or I love to eat, for example, ladybug crushed ice, or something like this. For some reason, bugs are funny for kids, and so when the kids are starting to kind of come down in terms of their interest in the lesson, always just throw bugs on any type of food item, and it just seems to work. All right. The next thing that I'd like to say is when it comes to working with these first 5 verbs, all right, eat, drink, play, go, watch, what I love to do is come back to it the next week. And so maybe I can't do what do you want to eat every single week. That's no problem. This week it's what do you want to eat, drink, play, watch, you know, or where do you want to go. And then the next week it's what did you eat today. So now we're going to do the past tense of, again, watch, play, go, eat, drink. All right? Maybe the following week, what are you going to do? So what are you going to eat, right? This is I, this is I'm. So you just make a slight change in the gesture, anything you want, anything that works for you, anything that you can come up with. But just, little kids have lots of energy. Keep them moving. Let them expend that energy so they're not thinking about I'm sitting in the same place for 40 minutes. They're actually moving around and using up some of that energy that normally they would be using, punching the next kid next to them, or, getting antsy or what have you. All right, so one week it's what do you want to eat? Maybe do that for 2 weeks in a row. The next week it's what did you eat? All right, drink, play, right? So we do the same 5 verbs, just this time it's past tense. Then we do the same 5 verbs and it's future tense, all right? And so sticking to the same 5 verbs of the first 5-6 weeks is really, really good. Then you can give kids a test. For example, I teach in Japan, so of course after 12 years here I speak Japanese. After 5-6 weeks, if you have, especially if you're working at a private school where kids are paying to come to you, like many ESL teachers are, it is amazing. Not only has the kid learned sign language, all right, which means I want to go to Tokyo, but now you can say to the child, okay, give me the present tense for eat, right? And you can say it, I say it in Japanese, the kids say it back to me in English. So I say taberu, and the child says eat. I say tabeta, and the child says ate. Ate. By the way, most of the gestures that I've developed when it comes to past tense, I always take it down. So this is watch, and this is watched, all right? This is, well, go is a little bit different. This is drink, and this is drunk, all right? So, but after 5-6 weeks, you can challenge the kids and say, okay, tell me, again, present tense, eat. Taberu, and the child says eat. And then I say tabeta, and the child says ate. And then I say tabeteru, and the child says eating. And your parents will be very, very happy with the progress. Again, sticking with 5 verbs so they can get some real core mastery of just 5 verbs. Then after that, once they've got that, fine, throw in some different ones, all right? Throw in see. Throw in get, all right? Throw in whatever you think is going to be something that your children are going to have a connection with. At any rate, that's my first English lesson that I recommend for new teachers. Please click share, favorite, and please give me comments because this is the first video I've made on this subject. And well, basically just I've been a successful teacher and I know how hard it is to come up with new lesson ideas. And I'm just trying to help out. So at any rate, see you next time. Thanks for your time and good luck with your teaching.